All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord, and we have a winner. Samson Dauda, as expected, wins the 2023 Romania Muscle Fest Pro in pretty, I wouldn't say dominating fashion, but he did what he needed to do, especially 1 week after the Olympia, having to peak again and come in and take this first place win in not such an easy lineup that he was up against. Um, he was up against Behrouz Tabini, who got second place, followed up by Horse MD, who, this is his pro debut, did extremely well, placing third, beating out the veteran Nathan De Asha, which wasn't expected. But and then Mohmad Foda came in fifth place. So let's take a look at Samson's routine here. Again, the thing with Samson is he's so dark, it's really hard to kind of see the conditioning that he brings, but he wasn't conditioned here. He looked really good. I don't know if you could say he was better here than he was at the Olympia. I think he's holding a little film of water here. But that being said, trying to compete back to back is tough, especially for a big man like Samson Dauda. And he's able to do it. He's able to pull it off and fly across the oceans and come back to Europe and do this show right after the Olympia is a feat in itself for a big guy like that. His glutes and hams look good here. I don't know if they're better than the Olympia. I kind of want to say they are better. The conditioning, I would say, is probably on par with what it was at the Olympia. He's not dramatically improved or back from what he was at the Olympia. But it wasn't, I think it was a knockout win for Samson, which is kind of surprising because he is third place best bodybuilder in the world. And, for him to solidify his win here, but just barely, in my opinion, over Behrouz is a little bit shocking, in my opinion, because Behrouz had visa issues, so he couldn't make it to the Olympia. If he would have made it to the Olympia, would he be in the top 6 at the Olympia? Leave that comment below. Would Behrouz Tabini have placed in the top 6 at this year's Mr. Olympia? I kind of think he would have, which is crazy to think. Which is sad that we have these, the Olympia is in North America, and it's hard for a lot of these, international bodybuilders to come across the ocean to North America and try to compete, and they can't do it because I don't know why they get denied these visas. It's really sad, right? But overall, these shots of Samson look really, really good. I would say he's pretty much on par with the conditioning he brought to the Olympia. He does need to thicken up that back more. He knows what he needs to work on. And that midsection is getting a little thick. He is able to hit the vacuum pose. So I would, tell him, hey, man, do that vacuum pose like Derek Lunsford does, because Derek Lunsford doesn't have a good ab and thigh. So he just transitions over into doing the vacuum instead, which helps him, right? So overall, good showing for Samson. Excited to see what he can do next year. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to improve. Doesn't need to get any bigger, because I think if he gets bigger, that midsection is going to start to pop out even more and start to get a little bit too distended, right? Because he needs to carb up a lot as well, and he needs to eat a lot of food. And all that food in your midsection can cause that distension, along with other things that he may be taking. All right, Behrouz Tabini, really, really impressed with his performance here at the Romania Muscle Fest Pro. Shredded. He was the most shredded guy in the class. 100% most shredded. Look at these glutes. Unbelievable. If only Samson could have his glutes that shredded and peeled, he'd be Mr. Olympia already. But it's hard. It's hard to get him like that. It's hard to get your glutes in that type of condition. Derek Lunsford's able to do it, but I would say Tabini's glutes are more shredded than Derek Lunsford. He's just lacking in the leg development. He's lacking in the leg thickness, as you can see here, right? That's his only setback. But wow, he's got tremendous shots, very symmetrical, very pleasing looking physique. Even though he's a little bit of like a mass monster, if you kind of want to say that, he's got a combination of both. But his legs are just holding him back a little bit. But awesome performance. Good job. He's got a sick front double bicep pose, but you see the legs are a little slender, a little lacking. He needs more quad sweep. The conditioning he's got down pat. Now, if he can just put on some more size onto the legs, he can come back. If he makes it to the Olympia, he can do that back double bicep pose standing next to Derek Lunsford. He's going to give him a run for his money. 100%. That's a ridiculous back double bicep pose. And the hamstrings are in as well. Very deep cuts in the hamstrings. So I'm super impressed with Behrouz. I was not expecting that, but good for him. Horse MD. A lot of Horse MD fans. I did the live stream for this show for prejudging, and it was my first run at it. It went extremely well, so I'm going to continue to do the live streams for you guys for the pro shows. And Horse looks good. That's probably one of his best poses is the front double bicep, because his waist is actually a little blocky. And his back double bicep, I would say, is probably his worst pose. He just does not have a good back double bicep, which is super unfortunate because, hey, now they're saying, Derek Lunsford, the shows are one from the back. Well, you're not going to win a show with a back like that, unfortunately. It's just not wide enough. There's not enough sweeping flare to the lats. So he's got to do something to bring up those lats. Now, he has a good lat spread. Like it flows well with his body, but for some reason, when he hits that back double bicep, it doesn't look good at all. Standing next to the other guys, when he hits that shot, it was terrible. But somehow he was able to beat Nathan De Asha. Nathan's a veteran. He's got 11 or 12 pro show wins under his belt. And then Horse comes in and beats Nathan De Asha. I just think Nathan was off. Nathan looked like he was sweating. His midsection looked bloated and a little distended. He didn't look as dry as he looked in the one day out video that I posted. So it was really shocking to see Nathan go from winning all these pro shows this year to fourth. Let's take a look at Nathan De Asha's physique here. You can see it's like he's flat. It's like he ate too much. And he's spilling over a little bit. And his tan, to me, looks too dark. So he made some mistakes here, which a veteran like him shouldn't be doing. And I just think, I could say, yeah, I would still have Nathan beating Horse because he's just more complete in that sense, especially from the back poses. And the conditioning compared to Horse, I would say they're almost on par. Maybe Nathan beats him in some areas with the conditioning, but that front double bicep from Horse is very good. The back double bicep, Nathan beats Horse. The back lat spread, maybe Horse beats Nathan. Front double bicep, Horse beats Nathan. Ab and thigh, that didn't look really good on Nathan. I don't know. He's definitely struggling here. Something is off. Maybe he's burnt out. You don't do that many shows back to back, man. Your physique just gets into a weird zone where it's like it's just too much. And he had Mohmad Foda. I hope I'm saying that right. Mohmad Foda got 5th place. Good showing for him. He has got a tremendous physique as well. Unfortunately, there's no photos of him out yet from the show. No video yet. There's no video of Horse. So I couldn't get that in this update. Ashkanani comes in first. We think we all expected that in the men's 212 division. He's got to bring those legs up. He's got a tremendous upper body, but those legs have been the same for the past 5-6 years. Nothing's changed with them. He hasn't really improved them, but he's really, really one of the most shredded, vascular, dense, thick, muscled athletes I've seen. And he's like 5'4", 5'5" at the most. Packs the most muscle you're ever going to see on a guy. Wesley Vissers takes home first place in men's classic physique. Put on a great show in Romania. The lighting was pretty good. Still think there could be a little bit of improvement with the lighting, but Wesley looked great, and it was a huge classic physique lineup. Like, it took forever, but it was a good show. And leave a comment below. My main question is, do you think Behrouz would have placed in the top 6 at this year's Mr. Olympia? All right, guys, I appreciate all your support. I love you guys. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.